السلام عليكم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله ما بعد. The last fard in wudu, the last compulsory thing in wudu is to make wudu in order. You start with washing the face, washing your hands up to the elbows, wiping the head, okay, and washing the feet. There is hadith, the Prophet ﷺ washed the mouth and the nose after the face. So you can't delay washing the mouth and the nose after, sniffing the water and washing the mouth from inside after the face. This is allowed. It came in one hadith. طيب. There are some sunnah, okay? Yes, I remember a good question. One of the brothers asked me, if I have lens, should I remove them before wudu? No, you don't need to remove. You don't need to remove the lens, or if you have artificial teeth, you don't need to remove them. You can do the wudu. And even washing inside the eyes, okay, that's not sunnah. That's not sunnah. You wash inside the eyes and you put the water inside the eyes, no. طيب. The zoom is too much. You need to make it a little bit far, inshallah. So doing them in order, this is fard. طيب. Now we come to the sunnah, the recommended things in the wudu. Number one, using the siwak, or generally cleaning the teeth. Clean your teeth, okay? Now, okay. Clean your teeth. This is also mustahab before the wudu. Also, washing the hand up to the wrist. Okay? Look, in the wudu, we wash 2 times. At the beginning of wudu, up to the wrist. And the second time, we wash up to the elbow. The first time is mustahab, recommended. And the second time, fard, compulsory. Okay? The third point, washing the parts 3 times. As I mentioned, 1 time is enough, but 3 times, mustahab and recommended. Also 2 times. The Prophet ﷺ did wudu 1 time. Also he did 2 times. Also he did 3 times. 3 times washing the face, 3 times washing the feet. And also there is hadith, the Prophet ﷺ washed some parts 3 times and other parts 2 times. So you can do this. For example, I washed my face 1 time. Then I wash my hands up to the elbow 3 times. Then I wash my feet 2 times. This is okay. It came in the sunnah, no problem. So the minimum is 1. Maximum is 3. More than 3, not allowed. Okay? Also starting with the right side, the right hand, the right foot. This is also one of the sunnah of wudu. Takhlilul lihya. This is sunnah. Okay? You put your fingers in between the hair of the beard. This is sunnah, not wajib. This is sunnah and not wajib. Washing more than the elbow and more than the ankle. Now, when you wash your hand up to the elbow, this is wajib, compulsory. But if you go more than the elbow to this area, this is mustahab. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ in hadith, he washed until he started the beginning area after the elbow. This area, al-adud, the forearm, This area, forearm. This area, what is the name of this area? This area, the biceps area? Biceps area, okay. Biceps, triceps, okay, this area. طيب. So a little bit more. This is sunnah. Okay, also above the ankle. Up to the ankle, this is wajib. But more than the ankle, this is mustahab. Little bit more than the ankle. Okay, rubbing the parts. Okay. الغسل والدلك. غسل means to wash. الدلك means to rub. Rubbing the parts is not wajib. يعني for example, if I told you, pour the water. You pour the water and I put my hand this way. And I made sure that I cover the whole area. This is enough. But which is better, you rub. Okay, take شوية, take a little bit water. You rub your parts. I mean the hand, the face and the feet. This is mustahab, not wajib. This is mustahab, not wajib. Also it is sunnah to use little water. The Prophet ﷺ used to make wudu this much of water. This is for his wudu. Okay? Yes. The hadith, two hands, two full hands. Okay? Yeah, it is about this much of water, 300 ml. It is about 300 ml. It is enough for his water, his wudu, ablution. And for his ghusl, for his shower, okay, about 4 bottles. Or 5. Which is called sa'. طيب? So it is sunnah to save water in your wudu. Also, after you finish, there is dua. So we start with Bismillah and you end with dua. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Also you can add اللهم اجعلني من التوابين واجعلني من المتطهرين. Also you can add سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. This is the dua. Also it is sunnah you pray 2 rak'ah. It is sunnah to pray 2 rak'ah. If you make wudu like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then you pray 2 rak'ah with full concentration. Okay? Allah will forgive all the previous sins. طيب? Now we come to the point of what invalidates your wudu. Number 1, anything. We keep the questions later. Please write your question. Okay, to remember. Everything comes out from the private part, from the front or back. This will invalidate your wudu. This will invalidate your wudu. طيب? And this is ijma' as Ibn Mundhir mentioned, one of the famous scholars. If something uncommon comes out from your back, you know, in some diseases, worms. Okay, in some diseases, subhanallah, infectious disease, worms come from the back, especially the kids. Okay, so also this will invalidate the wudu. This is not common, but this will invalidate the wudu. Why? Because the scholar said, because subhanallah, usually or always there is wet from the body will come with this animal. If something enters inside your private part or inside the womb of or the vagina of the woman, also you have to make wudu. You have to make wudu. What they mean? They mean like examination. Maybe sometimes the doctor will put his finger, the PR, okay, or VR, okay, to examine the vagina, to examine the prostate, okay. You have to make wudu. You have to make wudu, okay. Maybe some people don't know this, okay. There is some examination. The doctor will put his finger, so you need to repeat the wudu. If the urine and stool come out from unusual opening, there is a person has a problem in his usual opening. There is operation. So the doctor open a new route for the stool. So in this case, should we tell him, Yalla, you have to repeat the wudu? Yes, he has to repeat the wudu. Because now this is his opening. The regular opening is not working anymore. So he has to repeat the wudu. This will consider as invalidating the wudu. Okay. Am I fast? Okay. What about sleeping? Sleeping, okay. Now, generally sleeping will invalidate your wudu. You have to repeat the wudu for the salah. Okay. But now, one of the brothers in the halqa, I'm speaking too fast, or he knows everything, or he doesn't know anything, he's sleeping. Okay. We started Isha now. Should we tell him, repeat your wudu, or not? Huh? It depends. It depends. If he had nice dreams, okay? طيب. The point is, if he lost consciousness, he doesn't know what is going around, he doesn't know the adhan, he did not hear the adhan, خلاص. We tell him, please go and do wudu. But sometimes you sleep and you can't feel. The child is crying, the adhan started, okay? You feel. This case, we tell you, no need to repeat the wudu. Okay? So what is the rule? The rule, there are more than hadith about this. I know, there are many opinions. If you check, there are many opinions. But the rule from authentic hadith, inshallah, the Prophet ﷺ said, Al-ayn wika'u as-sah. فإذا نامت العين استطلق الوكاء. What he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the eyes, like it is the tie of the bag. If the eye closed, then the tie of the bag is released. What he means? He means that the consciousness with eyes. So when your eyes closed and you lose your consciousness, so you don't know if you passed wind or not. Then you have to repeat the wudu. Okay? So this is the point. If you can recognize that you passed wind or not, then no need to repeat the wudu. But if you lost the consciousness, people came and people left, people shout, fight, you don't know anything, we tell you have to repeat. Clear, inshallah? Clear? طيب. Nawawi rahimahullah said, okay, of course you know Nawawi. Scholars agreed on losing the mind, losing the consciousness by if the person is crazy, or by faint, or by drinking wine, or by anesthesia, okay, or by a medicine, okay, all of these things, okay, you should repeat the wudu. All of these things you should repeat the wudu. You took a medicine, then you lost consciousness for 1 minute. We tell you have to repeat wudu. You had a surgery, so under the anesthesia 2 hours, you have to repeat the wudu for the salah. Okay, and also it is mustahab. In this case, it is recommended to make ghusl, not wajib. Okay, it is mustahab. There is one point here. There is something specific for the Prophet ﷺ. He said, "Tanamu aynai wa la yanamu qalbi." My eyes sleep, but my heart doesn't sleep. This is specific for the Prophet ﷺ, not for us. "Tanamu aynai wa la yanamu qalbi." Alayhi salatu wassalam. Okay, next point. Touching the private part. Okay, touching the private part. There is hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man massa farjahu falyatawadda." The one who touches his private part, he should make wudu. Clear, صح? There is another hadith, okay? The Prophet ﷺ said to one of the companions, "Innama huwa bad'atun bink," about his private part. This is one of your parts. Okay? So how we join, like Sheikh Mu'thaymeen said, rahimahullah, if you touch your private part intentionally, okay, with lust or desire, then you have to repeat. But for example, you are wearing your trouser, or you need to scratch, you want to apply medicine, so you touch your private part as touching your thigh or your feet. So in this case, no need to repeat. In this case, no need to repeat. Clear? Okay, I don't want to go fast without understanding. Okay. Okay, touching the private parts of your baby also will not invalidate your wudu. Changing the pampers, you touch the najasa, you touch the private part of your daughter or your son, okay, this will not invalidate your wudu. Many Muslims think that touching the najasa, okay, invalidates your wudu. No, touching the najasa, okay, will not invalidate, but we tell you have to Wash. You have to wash your hand. You have to wash your hand. Clear? طيب. Eating the camel meat. Eating the camel meat. Do you eat camel meat? In India, Pakistan. Only cow? When? Delhi? Where? Bangladesh. Jalal. Jamal. Do you eat camel meat? At all? ما في camel? No camel there? Oh. They say this is good, yeah, the camel meat, it is good, yeah, less cholesterol. Allah Alam. Okay, but when you eat, okay, you have to make wudu after eating the camel meat for the salah, of course. And for the salah, you have to make. So this is one of the invalidators of the wudu. The ablution is the camel meat, not the milk. Drinking the milk of the camel, no problem. Huh? The hadith only about the meat. The companions asked the Prophet ﷺ, أنا توضأ من لحوم الإبل. Should we make wudu after the meat of the camel? He said yes. Okay. Allah Alam about the urine, but he did not mention sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He did not mention about the urine or the milk. Huh? Allahu Alam. Allah knows best. Allah Alam. There are many rules I mentioned. We don't know the wisdom. There are many. Subhanallah. طيب. Touching the woman. Okay, you shake hand with your mother. Should you make wudu? No. طيب. Yes, some scholars said you have to make, but the opinion, al-Ahnaf, okay, they said no need. Even with lust and desire, no need. طيب. What about the ayah? Maybe some people say, but there is an ayah, a verse in the Quran, a clear verse in the Quran. Okay? أو لامستم النساء. The term here, لامستم, okay? Maybe if you check the translation, what does it mean, لامستم? Touch. Okay? But in the ayah here, and this is common in Arabic language, also in the Sharia, Ibn Abbas gave us the understanding of this ayah, the explanation of this ayah. It means the sexual intercourse. It doesn't mean here only touching. Why? Because there is another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ touched his wife Aisha during the salah. He did not break his salah. And also the Prophet ﷺ used to kiss his wife before salah. He did not repeat the wudu. So touching the woman by itself will not invalidate the salah. But if something comes out from the man, as medi, then we tell him you have to repeat because of the medi, not because of the touching. Okay? Okay, when we say touching the woman will not invalidate salah, this doesn't mean it is allowed to shake hand with strange women. No, this is haram. You shake your hand with your boss, she's lady, or for example, a woman in the jam'iyah, you shake hand with her. No, this is haram. This is haram. Strictly haram. Subhanallah. طيب. Laughing will not invalidate the wudu. I mention this because in some books they mention if you laugh, you have to repeat the wudu. Maybe some of you read this, or hear this. Okay? No, this will not affect your wudu. If you have doubt, I feel something came out, did I pass wind or not? You have doubt. Don't care about any doubt. If you are sure, go and make wudu. But if you are not sure, continue your salah. Continue your salah. Even if you hear something, the gases inside your stomach. Okay? No problem. Continue your salah. Don't repeat the wudu. No need. If something came out of your body, okay, the Prophet ﷺ, لا يخرج لا ينصرف, don't leave your salah until you حتى تسمع صوتا أو تجد ريحا, until you hear the sound or you find the smell. The scholars say it means when you are sure. So don't open the door for the shaitan. The shaitan will attack from this door. Yalla, go repeat the wudu. Again, repeat the wudu. The jama'ah finish and you are repeating the wudu again and again. Wallahi, some people like this. They are inside the toilet 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Why should we do the wudu? We have to make wudu for the salah. The wudu is wajib for the salah. Okay, of course, no doubt, this is clear, the salah. What about the tawaf, going around the Kaaba? Okay, some scholars said it is a condition. So your tawaf without wudu is invalid. But if you remember, we mentioned some scholars like Shaykh Uthaymeen, your tawaf is valid, but you have to make wudu. Why they mention this point? Specifically for the women during the menstrual period in the Hajj, it is very difficult. And also, before that they said, we don't have a clear proof that wudu is a condition. Okay, it is wajib, but not shart. Yani, the word wajib is in a lower level than a condition. What does it mean condition? Shart. If you don't have it, khalas, it is not acceptable. But wajib, no, it is acceptable. But you are a sinner. But if you have an excuse, then we'll say, okay, inshallah. So for the tawaf, we tell you, you have to make wudu, but it is not a condition. It is not a condition. Okay? For touching the mushaf, to touch the Quran, okay, majority of scholars said you have to make wudu before touching the Quran. Before touching the Quran. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said, لا يمس القرآن إلا طاهر. It is not allowed for anyone to touch the Quran except the tahir, who is pure. Okay? And majority of scholars said this is compulsory. Make wudu before touching the Quran. But the mobile is not Quran. I want to read Quran from the mobile during the menstrual period, no problem. Why? Because this is not Quran. This is a mobile. Now it is Quran, but after 1 minute, Twitter. After half an hour, it is Instagram. After 1 hour, I am calling. So this is not Quran. So you can read with mobile or with the books of tafsir. طيب. What are the places we do wudu? Okay, it is mustahab that you make wudu for every salah. It is mustahab, and this is the way of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He used to make wudu with every salah. We are in the masjid. We did not break our wudu. So make wudu for Asr, wudu for Maghrib, wudu for Isha. This is mustahab. This is number one. Number two, if you want to remember Allah, you are at home. Then you want to say the adhkar of morning adhkar or evening adhkar, go and do wudu. Wajib? No, not wajib, but this is mustahab. And generally it is mustahab. You keep your wudu all the time. Why? Because this is a sign of your iman. This is a sign of your faith. The Prophet ﷺ says in the authentic hadith, وَلَا يُحَافِظْ عَلَى الْوُضُوءِ إِلَّا مُؤْمِنٌ. The one who is keeping his wudu always, he is a believer. No one keeps his wudu except the believer. So try your best to keep your wudu all the time. When you go to the toilet, go and make wudu. Also wudu for the dua. You want to make dua, do wudu before your dua. Also before sleeping. Before sleeping. Make wudu before sleeping. Also making wudu after eating anything touched by fire. If you have barbecue, grilled food, okay, not a camel meat. A camel meat you have to make wudu, but sheep meat, okay, shish tawu, shish tawu, chicken or anything, make wudu. This is mustahab. Mustahab. Okay? After eating grilled food, okay, make wudu as sunnah, not compulsory. Mustahab, recommended, not mustahab. Also, making wudu after carrying the dead body in the maqbara, the graveyard, carrying the dead body, make wudu. This is mustahab. This is mustahab. طيب. So, the summary of wudu, you start with intention, then you say Bismillah, then wash your hands 3 times up to the wrist. Okay, then madmada, washing the mouth. sniffing the water by nose, throwing the water from your nose. طيب, wash the face 3 times. Okay. If you have beard, you wash your beard. Okay. You wash the right hand up to the elbow and little bit more 3 times. Then the left up to the elbow and more 3 times. Then wipe the head from the front till the back. Then you come again to the front. Then you wipe your ears. You put the index finger inside and the thumb from back. طيب, then you wash your feet 3 times up to the ankle or above the ankle. This is then you make dhikr, as we mentioned dhikr after the wudu. It is allowed to speak during the wudu. I'm making wudu. I'm saying, how are you? Okay, how much your mobile you bought? How much did you buy your mobile? Okay, where is your old car? It is allowed to speak, general speaking, general talk. There is no specific dhikr during the wudu. Maybe you notice some people when they wash their face, oh Allah, make my face white. When they wash their hands, صح? صح? People do this, but this is not sunnah. This is not sunnah. There is hadith, but not authentic. There are ahadith, not authentic ahadith. Okay? Should we put our finger inside the mouth to clean? We should not do this. But you can use siwak to clean your mouth. We said this is sunnah, but this is not wajib. This is not wajib. You have to make sure, listen, this is very important. You have to make sure that there is nothing on your body, I mean the parts of the wudu, can prevent the water, especially our sisters. The polish, the nail polish. Okay? Or sometimes the students at the class, when they use the corrector. Okay? The corrector on the table. So after the school, you see the corrector here. Okay? The wudu is not valid. Or people who are painting, their job is to paint. They have to clean, because this will prevent. But for example, the henna, you know henna? Huh? Henna as henna. Okay, this will not. Why? Because it is only a color. It is color. It will not prevent the water. Tamam? So what prevents the water? What makes a layer between the water and the skin? You should remove this layer. But for example, applying some kinds of creams, no problem. Alpha Cort or even Vaseline. Yes, it is thick, but when you apply it on your skin, you spread it on the skin, still, when you put water can go inside the skin. But of course, if you put a big layer of Vaseline, it will prevent water. Okay? Hair color? What do you mean hair color? No problem. Plaster? Okay, if you need the plaster, you can wipe on the plaster. But if there is no need for the plaster, you have to remove it. Sometimes I put the plaster, why? Because there is pain. Okay, but I can remove the plaster. Remove, make wudu, then put another plaster. But sometimes, no, the plaster from the hospital, I have a wound, and it is not allowed to put water. Okay, so you have to cover it in this case. The point is, it is not allowed to wipe the neck. They wipe the head, then we see people doing this until now. Why? Allahu A'lam why. So it is not sunnah to wipe the neck. And as we mentioned, it is allowed to make wudu inside the toilet. طيب. We go to the next chapter. We keep questions later? Later questions? Okay. There should be a second workshop. Huh? Second. طيب. Inshallah, there will be a second workshop. So I will end with the chapter of the menstrual period. طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. طيب الحيض. What is the meaning of حيض? Please brothers, don't say والله خلاص this issue not related with men. Let the women concentrate. No, you have a wife, you have daughter, you have mother. This is part of your sharia, part of your religion. طيب حيض. What is the meaning of حيض? What is the meaning of حيض? حيض in Arabic language means something سيلان, something is running. يعني الحيض حاض الوادي, the valley has a running water. So something running. This is called this is the meaning of حيض. Okay, what is the حيض? حيض, it is a natural process in the body of the woman. A natural blood. Okay? Comes from where? From the uterus. Okay? Renewing every month. Normally every month. So the blood, okay, the uterus is preparing itself for the baby. If there is no baby, خلاص, this blood will go outside. So the scholars say, دم طبيعة, a natural blood. So Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen said, because it is a natural blood, we are not the same. Women are not the same. So because this is a natural blood, so the period not the same. So the period of that lady 5 days, the other lady 6 days, that lady 10 days, 2 days, and that lady a lot of blood, and that lady very little blood. One lady severe pain. صح? Some of them go to that. They need to take orphan injection. They need to have a drip. With every menstrual period, they have to go there. Subhanallah. Other women, no. Subhanallah. So they are different. Why? Because it is natural blood. What are the criteria of this blood? It is not like the other kinds of blood, the regular blood. It is thick, darker in color, with specific smell. طيب? And the scholars say it doesn't clot. It doesn't clot. Subhanallah. Okay? So, as the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, Aswad ya'rif. Aswad, black. It means darker in color. Ya'rif, there is a smell. Okay? Ya'rif, what's mean ya'rif? Smell. Thick, darker, with smell, and also doesn't clot. Doesn't clot. The regular, if you have one, subhanAllah, you see the clot after maybe 2 minutes. But this blood doesn't clot. Okay, what is the age of menstrual period? Some scholars said from the age of 9, less, more. We don't have a proof from the Quran or Sunnah. So the menstrual period can start from the age of 8, 9, 11. Okay, we don't have a specific age. طيب. Also, what is the end? The end 45, 50? We don't have something specific from the Quran or Sunnah. Okay. So this is about the start and end. Now, how many days? Also the same thing. We don't have a proof from the Quran or Sunnah. What do the scholars mention? What the scholars mention from the experience. Maybe I say, wallahi, 15 days as maximum. Okay, from where I brought these 15 days? Because I checked with my wife and my daughter, my sister, my khala. Okay, so I saw my environment, people around me, but people here, for example, in Kuwait, it is a hot area, different than, for example, Alaska, very cold area. Okay, so there is no specific days for the menstrual period. So Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen said, subhanallah, there is no specific. He said even some women or few women don't have menstrual period. Like this, subhanallah. This is their nature. طيب. What is the time between the two menstrual period? The time of purity. Even there is no specific time from the Quran or Sunnah. It can be 2 days, 1 day, maybe 20 hours, something like this. Okay? can the pregnant woman have a menstrual period? Different opinions, okay? But if you try to check the ahadith, what we understand from them, there is no menstrual period for the pregnant woman. There is no menstrual period from the pregnant woman. Why? Because they say, because Allah told us, what is the iddah for the pregnant woman? Her delivery. When she gives the birth, khalas, her iddah finish. The Prophet ﷺ did not tell us, or Allah did not tell us, wallahi, you should consider the menstrual period. There is no menstrual period for her. Okay? So if the blood comes for the pregnant, we consider this as not menstrual period, we consider this as istihada, as a disease. As a disease, okay? But what they say, if the blood comes to the pregnant woman before delivery, before giving birth, in one day, with uterus contractions, okay, they say this is considered as what? Nifas, postpartum blood. If it comes, this blood, with contractions, and it is before the giving birth in 1 day or 2 days, we consider this as a blood of nifas, postpartum bleeding. طيب. So it means during these days she should not pray, and also she should not fast. طيب. How can the woman know the time of purity? Now there is blood. Khalas, we know. What is the criteria of the blood? Darker in color, with a specific smell, and it is thick, and also it doesn't clot. Now, how can we know this is the time of purity? She can know the time of purity by two things. Number one, القصة البيضاء. Number two, dry, to be dry. Okay, what does it mean القصة البيضاء? القصة البيضاء, it is a white liquid, comes from the woman after the menstrual period, and they know this. But some of them, no, she becomes dry. This is the second sign. Now I mentioned what are the signs the woman knows that I am clean now, I am pure, I should take shower and start praying and fasting. Number one, القصة البيضاء, the white liquid, okay, after the blood, خلاص. When she checks herself, she noticed the white color is coming, no blood, and also no yellow color, no blackish color. خلاص. We tell her, yalla, now go and take shower, make ghusl. The second sign, dryness. When she checks herself, she put the cotton, she tried to put the tissue, nothing is coming. No liquid at all. She is dry, totally dry. We tell her, yalla, start, take shower, make ghusl, and start the salah. طيب. This is called الجفوف. The second, الغصة البيضاء والجفوف. The white liquid. The second, the dryness. طيب. If the time of hayd, if the time of menstrual period, okay, gets more than the regular time. Her regular period 6 days, but this month 7 days or 5 days. Okay, what should she do? Okay, we tell her, when you see the blood, khalas, this is hayd. When you see the blood stops, khalas, you are pure. Yani it is 1 day more, 1 day less, something like this. طيب. What about الصفرة والكدرة? There is something called الصفرة والكدرة, and the women know this. What does it mean الصفرة والكدرة? الصفرة, the yellowish color. الكدرة, it means blackish color. Okay, what about this? عطية says كنا لا نعد الكدرة والصفرة شيئا كنا لا نعد الكدرة كنا لا نعد الكدرة والصفرة بعد الطهر شيئا. We used to not to consider the yellow color or the blackish color after الطهر. يعني after the purity time, we don't consider this as we don't consider this. We consider this as nothing. We consider this as nothing. What she means? She means now the woman had her period, 6 days. After 6 days, she checked herself clean. She took shower and she started the salah. After 1 day or after 2 days, she saw something blackish in color, brownish color. What is this? Khalas. Don't worry. This is not part of the menstrual period. Why? Because already you had your period 6 days and you saw the white color or the dryness and you took shower. Khalas. But if this color inside the period, we consider this as a menstrual period. Okay? What is the point? Yes. Why? Because the woman used to send to Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anha, they used to send her the cotton. Subhanallah. Yani, notice how they care about their ibadah. Yani, the woman used to check herself, the kind of liquid is coming, or the discharge is coming from her. Then they sent to Aisha, oh Aisha, this is enough to pray or I should wait? So Aisha said, لا تعجلن حتى ترين القصة البيضاء. Don't be hurry. What you are sending me, this is yellow, or this is green, or this is little bit reddish color. Don't be hurry. Wait until you see the white color. لا تعجلن, until you see the white color. When you see the white color, start the ghusl and the salah. Start the ghusl and salah. طيب. If the woman sees the blood 1 day and cleanliness 1 day, today she is noticing the blood, tomorrow she is clean, after tomorrow blood. There are two situations. Number one, this is continuous. This is continuous. Okay? يعني today blood, tomorrow no blood. After tomorrow blood, after that no blood. And this is continuous with her. This month, the next month, the next month. We consider this as what? Mustahada. Inshallah, we'll talk about mustahada next chapter. Okay. If this comes to her, this situation, blood dryness, for certain time, not continuously. Okay? If it stops the blood totally and she can see the white color, خلاص, we tell her, خلاص, you are clean. Okay? يعني for example, 9 a.m. in the morning, she checked the discharge, it is white discharge. This is قصة بيضاء. خلاص, take shower and start the salah. يعني prepare yourself for dhuhr. Tomorrow the blood, you saw the blood. The next day you start to see the blood. خلاص, this is hayd, with the criteria of the menstrual period blood. The third day you started to see the white color. خلاص, stop. Take shower and pray. Okay, why? Because she is following the hadith. The hadith, Aisha said, until you see the white discharge, it means you are clean now. When you see the blood, khalas, this is your menstrual period. Okay? But as I said, this is not continuous the whole life. It's for certain days maybe. طيب. If the woman سن اليأس, they call the menopause age. Okay? Usually there is no blood, صح? After what is the age of menopause? What is the age? 50. 40, 50, 45, something like this, okay? And also, يعني, in Arabic, I don't know in English what they call it. In Arabic, they سن اليأس. They call it سن اليأس, the age of losing hope. Okay, this is bad naming. This is bad. Why we should lose hope? Okay, if you are a believer, don't lose hope. خلاص. Subhanallah. Some terms very bad, disappointing terms. يعني. So the blood stopped. Sorry, she's menopause age, but she saw the blood with the criteria, thick, with the smell, darker in color. خلاص, we consider this as a menstrual period blood, and we tell her you have to stop praying. Don't say, "Wallah, I'm old now." No, you see the blood. You have to stop praying now. طيب, if she sees يعني, this woman the only piece of blood, she saw only piece of blood, we tell her no, don't consider this as menstrual period. Why? Because what we said about the name hayd, what does it mean hayd? Something is flowing, running. So she saw only piece of blood. Maybe this is a disease or something. We don't tell her, no, خلاص, you stop, you don't pray. This is only one clot maybe. طيب. Also the same thing, I mean the woman before the menopause, she's during the purity time and she saw one drop of blood. We tell her, خلاص, continue your salah. Don't stop your prayer. Why? Because this is one drop. Hayd means something to run, to flow. طيب. Subhanallah, this, as I said, this is يعني, not easy issue. يعني, I forgot, I was planning to bring a book. There is a book, 3 volumes, talking about the hayd and nifas. Talk about the menstrual period and the bleeding after postpartum bleeding. 3 volumes. Subhanallah. This is one of the very difficult issue. Why? Because as Sheikh Uthaymeen mentioned, subhanallah, women are different. And you will find different fatwa from different scholars. It is headache for the sisters. Yeah, subhanallah, يعني, not easy. Not easy. يعني, I mean, as men, we cannot imagine this. We cannot feel this. The sisters know this more, of course. Imam Ahmad, you know Imam Ahmad? He's one of the famous scholars. He said, for 9 years I was trying to understand this chapter. The chapter of menstrual period. Not easy. Not easy. Subhanallah. But you have to study. I mean, especially the sisters, you have to study. You have to know what is important about this chapter. I spoke about this chapter in details. Inshallah, I will upload the lectures. Inshallah, soon, بإذن in the YouTube. طيب. A common, I don't know if this is problem or not, maybe problem. The vaginal discharge. What is the rule of the vaginal discharge? Okay, some women, subhanallah, they are not the same. Subhanallah, some women, the discharge is coming all the time or most of the time. Okay, some of them, no, dry, subhanallah. Dry, they don't need to put anything. So, number 1, is it najis or not? Number 2, should she do wudu or not? Okay? What the Shaykh Uthaymeen mentioned that, number 1, this is not najis. This is not najis, I mean the vaginal discharge. Or some liquids come from the vagina. Why? He said, because this comes from the wall of the vagina. It is not a blood from the uterus. As if it is sweating from the vaginal wall. So it is not najis, it is tahir, it is pure, not filth. This is number 1. Number 2, if it comes out from the vagina, should the woman make wudu? He said, but she should make wudu. Yes, it is not najis, but she has to make wudu. Then later, subhanallah, after somebody discussed him, okay, he changed his position and he said, no need for the wudu. He said, no need for the wudu. Why? He said, because this is like sweating. He said, this is like sweating. Of course, subhanallah, some women became very happy because for some of them, very difficult, wallahi. Very difficult because all the time, not all the time, most of the time this is coming, she needs to make wudu, and if we say this is najis, it's very difficult for them. Okay? Of course, we are not saying this because to make life easier for women, but this is according to the proofs. He said, I don't have a proof to say this is najis. I don't have a proof to say she has to make wudu. This is like a sweating, like the sweat. Okay? So this is what I know, Allah alam, the last opinion. Maybe if you check, okay, maybe some of the sisters will check after this lecture what Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen said. You will find that Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen said she should make wudu. Okay? But in some places, or maybe you will not find this in English, he changed his position and he said, no need for wudu. Wudu is not wajib. Wudu is not wajib. طيب. Time finish. Do I have extension? Do I have extension? How many minutes? 10 minutes? ماكو واسطة؟ حجي رفيق واسطة. Only 10. He gave me 10 minutes. Give me more, please. 15 ماكو فايدة والله. Questions now? After I finish? Okay. Men مسكين والله. Every day they go to Lulu Hyper and buy things. طيب. I go through inshallah quickly through istihada. طيب. Nifas. Istihada. What is the meaning of istihada? Istihada, the blood which comes from the vagina, but it is because of disease, not because of nature. This is difference. Menstrual period, because something natural. But istihada because of a disease. The Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا ذَلِكِ عِرْقٍ. It is a vessel. Okay, this is ركضة من الشيطان. This is from shaitan. Subhanallah. So this is the istihada. Okay, what do we mean by istihada? We mean the blood is continuously coming out. It doesn't stop. Or it is coming more than the menstrual period. Your menstrual period is 5 days. No, because of istihada, it is 20 days. Or the whole month. طيب. How she can deal with this? Of course, this is headache. But inshallah, by the help of Allah, life will be easy. And remember the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number one, what she can do. Because she is bleeding. Istihada means she is bleeding. Blood is coming all the time or most of the time. Case number one, the woman who knows her menstrual period by time. Some ladies know that my menstrual period every month from 12th until 19th of the month. I mean the Arabic month. She knows very well. Now I am 40 years old. My menstrual period for 30 years the same. So for this case, what we tell this lady, okay, we tell this lady, khalas, fix this date from 12th and until 19th. This is your menstrual period. Don't pray, don't fast. And if the blood is coming before or after, this is istihada. So before the 12th and after the 19th, this is called istihada. And this is a disease that you are bleeding. This is not a blood from the uterus. This is from a vessel. Okay, so this is case number one. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ told Fatima bint Hubaysh. He told Fatima bint Hubaysh, okay, don't stop praying. This is a vessel. It means a disease. But leave the salah like the days you used to stop. Then make ghusl and pray. So this is the first case for those ladies who know how many days every month. The second case, okay, she doesn't have certain days in the month. She don't have, my menstrual period not 5 days, not 6 days. Okay, how can you know your menstrual period? I can know my menstrual period by the blood. I can know thick, darker, the smell. Good, very good. So we tell the sister, khalas, you stop the salah during when you see this blood. And when the criteria of the blood shift to normal, fresh, okay, the smell is different, khalas, you make ghusl and start the salah. I hope I'm clear. Clear, inshallah. So this is the second case. The first, she knows how many days. The second, she knows she can differentiate between the two kinds of blood. This is the blood of the menstrual period, and this is the blood of disease, istihada. Why we said this? Because there is another hadith. He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the blood of the menstrual period, black, ya'rif. It has a smell, or yu'raf, it is a known blood. So stop the salah when you see this blood. And when the blood becomes red, so do wudu and pray. Okay? Because this is a disease, this is irq. Of course, in this hadith he mentioned wudu, but other hadith he mentioned the ghusl. So it means she has to take shower. Ghusl. طيب. Case number 3. If she doesn't have, she doesn't know how many days. And also, she cannot differentiate. This is menstrual period or fresh. I cannot. Some of the women like this, they don't know. طيب. What should she do? The Prophet, hadith Hamna bin Jahsh. Listen to this hadith to know how much our sisters are suffering, or some of them. Subhanallah. Hamna bin Jahsh said, "Oh Rasulullah, I am a lady has istihada. Istihada yani bleeding. Shadida, a severe bleeding. What should I do, O Rasulullah? What is your advice?" He said, أنعت لك الكرسف. أنعت لك الكرسف. I recommend you to use kursuf, something called the kursuf. Kind of plants or something like this يعني. فإنه يذهب الدم. The kursuf can help you to stop the bleeding. This is the prophetic medicine. Then she said, Hamna, "Oh Rasulullah, it is more than this. Yes, O Rasulullah, I know the kursuf can help me to stop bleeding. But my bleeding is stronger than using the kursuf." The Prophet ﷺ said, فَاتَّخِذِي ثَوْبًا. Use another dress, a specific dress for bleeding. Okay? Then he said, because she's bleeding a lot. Subhanallah, even one of the sahabiyat, one of the companions, lady companions, she has like a container for the bleeding. Subhanallah, she's bleeding a lot. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, this is from the shaitan. هذه ركضة من ركضات الشيطان. It is like a hit from the shaitan. فتحيضي 6 أيام أو 7 أيام. Consider yourself as in the menstrual period 6 days or 7 days. Okay? Then take a shower. Do ghusl. Okay? Until you think that you are pure. Then pray for 24 days or 23 days. Okay? So,